Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Wednesday morning. So straight out of the gate, pretty crazy match yesterday in Wimbledon. Are you surprised Serena is out this early?
Yes, I am. I thought she'd win a couple of matches at Wimbledon. Did not think she'd win the championship. She's 41 years old, going on 41. And probably not in quite the playing condition that she should be, but I thought she'd win a couple of matches. She's still Serena Williams and one of the greatest players in the history of tennis. But I think, Mike, her mindset is not there. I think her skill level is, but her mindset is not. She's a businesswoman. She's not out practicing every day. And at the highest level of any sport, you have to work at it constantly. And I doubt very much that she is. Loses in a tiebreaker to somebody named Harmony Tan, who is the 90th ranked player in the world back in the old days when Serena was at her best. This is hors d'oeuvres for her, but not anymore. Loses in the tiebreaker, so out of it in the first round, and that takes away one of the marquee players.
Yeah, well, do you think she'll be back?
Oh, yes. I think she'll give it another try. The U.S. Open is coming up in September in New York. It's a hard court. She lives in New York. And she's won this. After all, she'd won Wimbledon 7 times. She's won the U.S. Open 6 times, Australian Open, going for her 24th Grand Slam. Yeah, I think the goal is there. Whether or not her mindset and her practice schedule is, that remains to be seen.
Well, yesterday might have been a wake-up call. If she wants to be a businesswoman, she can do that. If she wants to be an athlete, she knows what to do now. Speaking of athletes, decision was supposed to come down from the NFL about what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. Did it happen?
NFL has, but the judge who is listening to the case has not rendered a verdict yet. Here's the key. The NFL has recommended a 1-year suspension at the least for Deshaun Watson. But the case is being heard on an impartial basis by a retired judge. It's happened to be a she, and she's been agreed upon by both the NFL and the Players Association. So it's an impartial verdict. She's heard all the evidence. She's mulling it over now. This saga has been going on for weeks and months and years and so forth. I do think it'll be resolved maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and I think the verdict's probably going to be at least a 1-year suspension.
You don't think she's going to go harder than that?
Might. She might. There's Watson hasn't even solved 4 of these cases yet. I think he will. I think he'll come to an agreement. But you have to understand, he says he didn't do any of this. He has pleaded innocent. So, you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
Yeah, but he also settled with almost all of these women, too.
Yes.
So, different story. I just can't believe the Browns went after him. It just boggles my mind. All right, interesting statement from 2 of the golfers leaving the PGA Tour. What'd they say? This
is a paradox, but you also have to understand that these 2 golfers don't like each other. So maybe that figures into the mix. But Bryson DeChambeau, who has opted to go to the LIV Tour, said, hey, folks, fans, come on out, and you'll see what we have to offer. There's a lot. Saudi Arabia is doing good things. This is going to be wonderful. That's DeChambeau. Now, his enemy on the PGA Tour is Brooks Koepka, who has also gone over to the LIV Tour in something of a surprise because he was against it several months ago. Now he's joined it. He said yesterday, who are these guys trying to fool? We're here for the money, period, exclamation point. All there is to it, folks, it's all for the money. Well, everybody knew that anyway. Now it's being admitted to by one of the top pros in the world. Hey, gang, it's up to us and the public. Make your choice. Do you want to follow this? Do you want to go to the PGA where it's straight competition? The choice is yours.
Yeah, and good luck trying to find where you're going to stream it if you want to watch it. So tell me something good about the Royals and the Cardinals.
Both of the Cardinals teams got wins.
That's good.
Royals did not. St. Louis came from behind, beat the Miami Marlins 5-3. Dylan Carlson had a big day. The Miami team, folks, is not all that bad. They're very young. They do have some veteran players on the team, but they're capable of kicking your behind if they get you down. Well, they had the Cardinals down 3-0 last night, but the pitching wasn't there, and St. Louis got 4 scoreless innings from their bullpen. That's very good. So the Cardinals get a win, go for a sweep tonight. Kansas City Royals did not, fell 8-3 to the Texas Rangers, and I want to tell you, Kansas City just can't seem to put anything good together. Springfield Cardinals have put things together. They won their 7th in a row last night, and they did it with an 8-run 8th inning. And Springfield beat the Wichita Wind Surge by a score of 12-8. Hey, this is pretty good. The Springfield team is playing some baseball. They're getting some good performances. Malcolm Nunez last night had 5 RBIs. Not getting a lot of pitching, but they are hitting the ball very well. 12-8 the final. Play again tonight. This is a 6-game series. Should be a lot of fun. Springfield's playing well.
They are. Do you think they're going to see some life in the postseason?
Well, it's played in halves.
Yeah.
Didn't do well in the first half,
No.
but last night was the first game of the second half. And if that's a harbinger of things to come, yes.
Awesome. ACC changed its football scheduling format. Your thoughts on
This is the growing trend in college football now, and I like it. I think it's a very wise thing. The Pac-12 has already done it. Now, this is for 2023. Doesn't go into effect this year. But instead of playing in divisions in the Pac-12, they have North-South. In the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference, also North-South. Going to do away with the divisions so that the two teams that play for championships will have the best record. Did not always work that way. As a result, teams that probably should have been in the bowl picture and so forth did not get invitations. All right. That's going to change now. The ACC, starting next year, will do away with the divisions. They will have a situation in which every team plays each other once every 2 or 3 years. It's not going to be on the schedule every year except for the traditional opponents, and they will be. Duke and North Carolina, North Carolina State, they will play each other every year, and Clemson and Florida State. Other than that, there will be alternating years the teams play. I think it's a great idea. If you're going to have the big conferences, hey, get the 2 best teams for the championship.
Yeah, and the other thing is the staggering is really cool, especially if you're a season ticket holder for one of those teams and you're going to games and stuff. That'll make things interesting and very cool because the competition changes up and, it's going to be fun. All right, last but not least, Serena, we mentioned her earlier in the show, but it was a tiebreaker situation. The score was a little different from normal. What's that about?
It is because the major tournaments this year have a new rule. It's an experimental rule. In tiebreakers, it's the first player to reach 7 points, and you have to win it by 2. All right, that's fine. But the major tournament players decided, hey, this is putting too much to chance. So let's extend that for the final set in major competition. All right, for the men, that would be set number 5. If it goes to a tiebreaker, you're going to play to 10. For the women, same thing, and their sets are 3. If you go to a third set and it's a tiebreaker, you'll play to 10 points. Still have to win by 2, but it's a 10-point. That was the final score yesterday when Harmony Tan beat Serena Williams. It was 10-7. Looked at that 10. That's not the tiebreaker. It is as an experiment this year for the majors in the final set.
You like it?
I think it has some merit to it, yes.
Yeah.
The whole design of it is to do away with these lengthy.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We talked the other day.
Yeah, about the game that lasted 3 weeks.
John Isner and his. Yeah. And John Isner, incidentally, played yesterday and did win his first.
Hell yeah, man. Very cool. But, yeah, I think doing it, at least in this fashion, especially during the tournaments like this, it's probably a good call. Ned, you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.